There was a major referendum in Ireland recently that saw gay marriage legalized, and the rest of the world was looking at, Catholic Ireland and saying this is a very significant moment. What was going through that experience like, being a part of the Catholic Church in Ireland?
Yeah, it was without a doubt it was a challenging time as we looked at what marriage means for us. I think post it we've seen how it has been an opportunity for us now to look at marriage as well within the church to go on, because so many practicing Catholics voted yes. They felt because of what they were being told and informed by the government, by those who were very vocal. So it was very difficult to try and find a place within the church to say, no, we believe in voting no, because you were looked at as being homophobic, that you weren't outward looking. As a young priest in Catholic Ireland today, how can you be possibly encouraging someone to vote no? So it was very difficult to be able to have our strong message, because the other side's message seemed to be what everyone was wanting to go for.
This was not just a vote on this particular issue, but it looked, at least from the outside, that you had this country, this traditionally Catholic country, voting maybe not only in favor of gay marriage, but against the kind of institutional authority and suggestions and teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. Is that a valid observation?
I believe so, because I think people looking in at this, at Irish Catholics, that if anywhere in the world this is going to be not voted in, it has to be within Ireland. And it seemed like our voice was getting weaker and weaker, that it was difficult for us to speak out against, because we were being valued then as being homophobic, that we didn't believe that people of gay orientation had a place within the church, that they weren't being welcomed, that we weren't being a part of society. And it was as a young priest in Ireland, it was a really challenging time, because you're coming from something that is contrary to what is being put out there in media, what has been publicised everywhere along the streets. Yeah, it was challenging.
Now that we've seen this sort of general vote among the population to go in this direction, what does that mean for the Catholic Church pastorally?
Yeah, well, I think there has to be pastoral sensitivities, without a doubt. We have to be welcoming, which I believe we have always been. Certainly I have done what I can to welcome those of gay orientation to come to our church, to worship with our community. And I think it's an opportunity for us to look at catechesis, because we have practicing Catholics who voted yes, because they believed it was for a better good, a greater good. When I sit down with them and I talk with them, I talk with young people about it, this is a side that they haven't heard about. We think about the equal rights, talk about the equal rights of the children. And is it not right for them to have a mother and a father, to know both of them, if possible, within the greatest possible sense? It's not always, but, so we're going to remove that from society. And is that a good thing?
Were there any voices in the country that were not Catholic that were also in favor of the no voter, or supporting the Catholic Church's position on not changing the definition?
Yeah, there were. There were those who were saying no, who were gay and who were living in a gay relationship, and they said no, they didn't believe it was right for society. And those voices were minimal, but they weren't getting the place. The media didn't seem to want to hear that voice. Even for us as church, they weren't giving us the space. The government were coming out and they were backing this, they were encouraging it, for equal rights for everyone. And we have to look at what does equality actually mean? And I think that got lost, that we said this is my right for me, but society isn't about me individually. It has to be about us collectively. And so we're going to change something to suit my own specific needs. Whereas we have to think about what is the greater good, the common good of our society. What are we going to give to our society? What are we going to prepare the next generation for? Are we going to look back on this and think, what did we do? What did we take away from our society?